Hello everyone, welcome to Low Budget Otaku, and today we have a Figma review of the Dead or Alive 5 last round Kazumi. I got this figure from Obi Search Japan and she came relatively fast. Unfortunately, customs delayed my review. When I was a teenager, I did not have my own money and I had the Dreamcast and I really wanted 2 games. And Dead or Alive 2. I thought I was going to play All Night Sonic, but I ended up playing all night Dead or Alive.
Yeah, boy.
The games were good, a bit like spin-offs of the most popular Dead or Alive Extreme.
Follow me. I'll cover you.
So let me start the review by telling you that this figure is not fully game accurate. She is kind of a more like an anime reinterpretation of the character. She looks very anime-ish. While some of the designs from the first games looked more anime-ish, the later ones try to be a little bit more, I wouldn't say realistic, but just a different type of design. Still, she looks amazing and I'm happy that they did the change. So when I opened the box, started removing everything, I noticed that the box is slightly different from the classic Figma boxes that I'm used to. It's a bit smaller and I was kinda, this is weird, and it actually didn't bring the seal even though it's an original. So is Figma changing some things? I don't know. But overall it brings the same things that I would expect. It's came very well protected with a lot of plastic parts protecting the joints. It's something that I like, but it takes a long time to unpack everything. And instead of this time releasing an unboxing video like I used to do, I'm just going to really quickly scroll over it before introducing you to what the figure brings. So let's start counting down. It brings the Figma stand, still the best stand in the market. An instruction booklet that is actually kind of important considering you do have to change a lot of parts for one of the poses. And while it's simple, it really helps to have the instructions. So hands, she doesn't come with that much variety of hands. She has 2 open hands that are right now in the figure. We have then 2 fist hands, 2 hands to grab the swords, and a karate chop hand, and these 2 hands that are for that special pose where she's playing around with their socks. Now what do we have here more? So we have only 2 faces. That's disappointing. She has a smiling face and she has that gloomy look to the side face that I really like, and of course she has 2 hair pieces, one straight and one to the side. Now this is important piece for that special pose where she's leaning down, where we have the dress falling over, we have the dagger. Wait, I'm trying to put the dagger together, I guess. She looks a bit fragile, so be careful. But yes, after you put it in, it will look great. Now we have an extra pack for the hands, so I'm glad they put that in. So let's see the exchange mechanics. So we first need to remove this head and pop in the leaning head. After we do that, we need to remove the torso from these legs. Oh, there you go. And then we need to remove individually each leg. Also remove that part from the sword that is in our back. And then of course we need to pop the legs in the new ball joints of this new waist. So it can take a little bit of practice, but you'll get it. After you have the legs ready, the only thing missing is connect the torso now to this little peg, little big peg that is on the waist, and there you go. Now this, yeah, sometimes the connection doesn't feel as good as the other connection because it's a different type of connection from both waists, but it's okay, you will not fall off. And the final result is just a little bit.
It's a bit special.
She got a great ass!
Overall, she is a little bit light on the accessory parts, but she does look amazing. And I mean, she has a lot of shading all over. More shading than I'm actually used to in Figmas. For example, if we look at her hair, she has really nice shading, like a somber effect all over. I don't know if the camera picks it up really well, but it is very well done. Also the tissue from the skirt dress is also very well shaded all over the place. Does give a very good look. Her other earpiece has the same level of quality, so does the other dress. It looks great. She is a ninja, so it must come with great articulation, right? Right.
And now comes the interesting part. Let your fingers get in there and have a good old rub-a-dub.
So let's see. In her head we have that classic Figma joint that they love to use with a ball joint connecting to the hair and then a ball hinge that gives you great range of motions. She can look down that far and up. She cannot do it much because of the hair. She can tilt, she can rotate and swivel. Then in the shoulders we have a ball joint to ball hinge system that allows some butterfly action. Up and down, she can actually hide the shoulder joint very well. Then we have a swivel on top, and then a swivel on that little part, white, I don't know, glove. Then we have of course a hinge in the elbow and a ball hinge in the hand. We have this is I think it's a ball joint connected to the little waist, and then we have a ball hinge in the waist. It gives you good crunch, good leaning back, side to side, some swivel, kind of tight. Then we have a mechanism to articulate the boobs. That is actually not as easy to do, and you look like a pervert while doing it, but you can do this. So it just comes up a little bit, and it's for that leaning down pose. Now the legs you can kick forward a little. This is soft plastic, so it gets out of the way. I cannot do a lot back, and by the way, the legs always drop down. She does a beautiful split, like see, they drop down when you start articulating them, but then when you pose them normally it will go back. Now there's some type of side swivel, but it's very tight, so I decided not to mess around too much with it, but it does exist. And you have a hinge on the knee and a hinge on the foot, no toe bend. Now the articulation is amazing, even though it's a little bit simplistic, really, but it does the job really well. It conveys you great posability, and you can do almost any pose that you want with her. But don't do those things, you perverts. And now you're thinking, what about her size? Figma Nero Claudius, Figma Ram, Figma Figma Celti Sturluson, Figma Matoko Kusunagi, Figma Deadpool. So basically she has bigger breasts. All joking aside, I love this figure. I think she looks amazing. She was a bit pricey. She was 55 euros without counting taxes. But in terms of pure design, she's one of the best figures that I've ever seen.
It's a bit special.
She was released not too long ago, so you can still find her in some stores at the original price. If you do, I'll give this figure my low budget otaku seal of approval. Unfortunately, she is not perfect. She does bring very little accessories, only 2 faces, but I can still say it's one of my favorite Figma figures so far, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, boy.
I leave you guys with some pictures. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel and help me reach 1000 subscribers. And please, that little bell icon, also click it so you know when the next video is up. I'll see you guys next time.
See you next time. She got a great ass!